Hey everybody, this is Ramon Williamson. I want to welcome you here to the daily stream. I hope you're having a super wonderful Wednesday. We're going to get started here, and I'm actually going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to experiment with some different settings and layout, and hopefully this is going to uh, just gradually level up and enhance our overall experience. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go live on the screen and see if I can just make this full screen in this process here. All right, awesome, awesome. Okay, so what I want to do now is actually want to talk about something that's very important right now, something that's going on in the world that I think is essential to pay attention to. And I'm going to cover some things that you're already aware of, and it's not what you think in terms of really where I want to focus today. And by the way, several people have reached out to me and asked about the different tools that I'm using. And so I'll be sharing more about that as we progress together in our conversation. And I'm also working on a way for me to actually be on the screen as I'm showing you these slides. That's why I've changed the dimension of the slides, and we're working through that to make that work. Well. Okay, so let's jump in. So first of all, I want to share with you something that I've observed in the past several weeks. And I'm going to refer to this as the 1-2 punch. So, the first thing that I want to call your attention to is something that you're probably already aware of, unless you've been living in a cave for the past 5 to 7 months. Uh, but we're dealing with this thing worldwide called the coronavirus. Okay. And there's this news app that I invest about 5 to 10 minutes a day to read. They summarize a lot of the news and they link out to a dozen different sources typically. And they have something they call the coronavirus dashboard that you see here on the screen. And obviously, they're sharing these confirmed cases both worldwide and in the US. They talk a little bit about what they call the politics of the situation. There was something that I want to point out here, and again, this is not about doom and gloom. I'm going to share something with you very important, but I want to just hone in on something here in this space. So one of the thing here, and I'm going to turn on this pointer so that I can point to the items on the screen. So you see this right here, this health part on the page. Half of Americans fear health-related bankruptcy. Okay, so I just want you to pay attention to that. Again, it's not gloom and doom, but I just want you to pay attention to that. Okay, so the next part of the story that was in the app had to do with asking experts what you should do as an individual in the midst of all of this. And there was a couple of things here. They were talking about state mandated face coverings, when you should be around others, traveling, asthma, dishes, disinfectants, mask, lending books. Okay, pay attention to that. Lending books, self-isolating, and all the dynamics that come when you self-isolate, exercise, laundry, what counts as soap, pets, moving, personal health. Okay. All right. Just pay attention to that. Okay. Now let's move on. There was another story I noticed in the app about the coming real, quote unquote, recession. And there was a couple of things I noticed there. And I've highlighted this here on the page. And it says this looming recession is there's likely to it's likely to permanently push millions out of the labor force and cause low wages. Again, this is not doom and gloom. Just hang in there with me. I'm going to show you a couple of things, and more importantly, a way to think about this. Okay, so the next thing I noticed in the app had to do with the pandemic pushing Americans to rethink their job skills. So we're moving from crises into opportunity, okay? Because 45% of people in America right now, in fact, 53% of people globally believe they need more education. And interestingly, this is up 14 points from a survey that they did in 2019. So in just 1 year, okay, 14% more people believe they need more education. In other words, they need to learn more to prevent or to protect themselves in this situation. Whether it's the aftermath of the coronavirus, really we're still in it. People are acting like we're not in it, but it's still very real. And then this recession that people are talking about in the economy. And I've underlined something here on the screen where they said digital and soft skills top the list of must-haves. Okay, so I want you to have this in mind in our conversation, because the number one mental shift for you to make right now is to shift your focus from the bad news of the day and your resulting or impending circumstances or situation, and to begin to see and solve painful problems for other people. I've shared with you that the reason I'm doing this daily stream now is because as I'm speaking to more and more people, I'm finding that people are really becoming locked down in fear and uncertainty. And they're facing a lot of challenges. And you know what? The challenges are real, but they don't have to. They don't have to derail us in our thinking and paralyze us in our action in terms of moving forward. And so it's important to make this mental shift. So today we're going to talk about your secret wealth. And so that's the topic in our time today. And I'm going to walk you through three very important distinctions. And then we're going to do an exercise together that I believe can be very, very helpful for you in your life. Okay? So, first of all, your knowledge. Your knowledge. And specifically, what I suggest is that you have hidden assets and opportunities based on your life experience, based on your before and after story in some aspect of your life or work, based on what you've learned in your career, and not just your career or your work overall, but the skills within your career and within your work. So, for example, you may have worked in corporate America in a particular type of role. And in that role, you've had to master a number of different skills. So perhaps you've had to master the skill of project management. You've had to master the skill of being productive. You've had to master the skill of writing effective reports or creating presentations or doing email. These are all things, by the way, that people are looking to learn now. Remember that 45% of Americans, okay, I believe that number was 40, I want to, for some reason I'm thinking in my mind it was 43%, but whatever it is, there's 40-something percent of Americans that are looking to improve their education, and specifically in the digital and soft skills area. Well, what is soft skills? That's human skills. That is the ability to to do things that they don't necessarily fall into that technical category related to a role, but people are wanting to learn these things, and you have experience and in many cases a before and after story. This is not just your work, your career, but it may also be something related to your health, something related to relationships, okay? Something related to, for example, what you might see as a hobby or a pastime that you have that other people want to learn. As more and more people are still sheltering in place or self-isolating or limiting the out there activity they're engaging in, more and more people are going deeper with their hobbies. They're doing things in their home with others, doing things virtually. There's all kind of opportunity there. All it takes is doing a kind of inventory that we're going to talk about in a moment, and then connecting that to painful problems that exist in the marketplace. So the second key to your secret wealth is your mindset, because your mindset is the filter through which you see and respond to life. And so we hear people talk about mindset all the time, and very often we don't really define that. Like, what is your mindset? Well, your mindset is a persistent filter. Think of it as a lens through which you look at life. And that lens impacts how you see what's coming at you or in front of you or what you're facing. It also impacts how you respond to it. And so it's very important for you to learn to filter life differently from the vast majority of people. Why? Because you'll either see opportunity or you'll see crises. And what you see, you make bigger. Because what you focus on becomes real. It becomes the thing that influences your behavior and guides your decision making in the midst of whatever it is. So the third key I want to share with you about your secret wealth is that it's impacted by your behavior. So what do you actually do? And so I believe there are two or three important things for you to do right now. One is to make room in your life today for your future. There's so many people who are waiting, as you've heard me say, for things to get back to normal. Well, what I'm challenging you to do is to prepare for what is true today, for the normal of today, the new normal, if you will. Don't sort of shelter in place your thinking or your mindset to wait it out. Okay? What you want to do is you want to be able to see what is going on in the marketplace and then find opportunities based on what you know and the value you're able to bring to the marketplace so that you can solve painful problems for people and earn in any situation or economy. Okay? So you want to make room in your life today for your future. Well, how do you do that? You say, well, Ramon, it's my life is pretty full right now, and I don't really have the time to learn new skills, or I don't really have the time to start X or Y. And what I would encourage you to do is to look at your schedule on a day-to-day, well, not just your schedule, but what are you actually doing, okay, on a day-to-day basis, and begin to train and condition yourself to wake up 1 to 2 hours earlier than you're waking up now. It really means going to bed earlier. And often it's that going to bed window where people have the most leverage. Because a lot of times they're distracting themselves, they're medicating themselves, they're up watching YouTube videos, Netflix videos, they're up doing things to try to feel better about what's going on in their lives. And as you begin to shift your mindset, as you begin to shift your perspective, as you begin to see and understand and implement the things that we're talking about together, then you can move away from that. You can go to bed earlier. You can get up 1 to 2 hours earlier. Have that time to focus. Maybe it's some learning that you do. You're working on a goal. You're working on a specific project. Or there's time, for example, after your work time, where again, people are distracting and medicating themselves and trying to feel better about what is going on in their life. Have a conversation with those people in your life and let them know that you're going to be doing some things over the next 90 days to level up and you want their support. Another key is to learn what you need to know. Right now, there are a lot of people in the marketplace offering to teach you a wide variety of things. And many of the courses that are being sold, I've already seen them. People have approached me to promote them. And I'm not here to say this is good or that isn't. What I'm here to tell you is that you want to find someone who has consistently done what you want to do over a long period of time. The reason that so many people are coming to me now about remote work productivity and how to earn income from anywhere, because that's exactly what I've been able to do over the course of the past 3 decades of my life, and specifically online, uh, starting out in 1994 and really figuring it out to make it work for me, where the vast majority of my income has come as a result of using the internet since 1999. So I'm not offering you some course to do something that may work today but not work tomorrow. I'm not trying to sell you on earning an income online. I'm simply sharing with you a framework that has proven over and over, year after year, for 2 decades online and longer before I was using the full blown internet. I started using email back in the early 90s. And I remember posting special reports and things onto CompuServe, which was one of the early email tools that I used, and forums and that kind of thing. So I'm sharing with you what I've done and what clients have been able to do. And the reality is that there are a few dozen very specific steps for building a solid foundation for yourself to be able to earn from anywhere using what you know. There's a few dozen steps that you've got to do, and there's some foundation learning. And I don't want you to get distracted by all the shiny objects and the fear messages and different tools and software and all that other stuff that you, in many cases, may not need today to get started right now. So I want to help you get on the right path and take the right action so that you're making real progress. So you need to learn what you need to know and then take consistent action no matter what is going on in the world. I got to tell you that yes, I can show you how to take what you know and turn it into content, a course, coaching, consulting, some type of service that you can provide to others, and you can earn an income. Yes. But arguably the most important thing that you'll learn from me is cultivating and developing and strengthening a kind of resilience inside of you that causes you to persevere and to keep going when things get tough. Because I'm here to tell you, things always get tough. The door to your dream is guarded by all kinds of difficulty, problems, challenges, situations, things that will trigger the fear and uncertainty inside of you, cause you to question yourself. in some cases cause you to shut down and pull back. I'm here to tell you, I can show you how to develop that kind of unstoppableness. And it really begins with the foundation things that we're starting to cover right now. So I want to check in with you and see how you're doing based on our action step from yesterday, where I shared with you to start one morning practice. It doesn't matter what it is. One thing that I often start clients on is I start them with push-ups. Okay, why push-ups? Because it's measurable. They can see the increase, the strength. Most clients start with as few as 3 to 5 push-ups each day. And the goal is to add one push-up each day. And I've had clients go from barely being able to do 5 push-ups to where in a short period of time, they're doing 30 push-ups a day. That's a huge, huge win, not to mention the health benefit that they're getting along with it. But it's about daily wins. It's about winning the day, winning the morning, winning the day. It's about having that one little thing that you complete in the morning that helps you be at your best, and so you stack those wins over time. Check out yesterday's broadcast. I stepped you through that. Today, we're going to focus on something that's going to help you move forward. And I want to just say something right up front, just something I want to challenge you to do. It's not our primary action today, but it's something I want you to be aware of. Stop the negative feeds in your life. Stop meditating on the news and what's happening with the virus and what's happening with the weather and all the difficulty. I think you've got to have a ratio of 5 to 1 today. In other words, for 1 hour of news, you better be putting in 5 hours of something positive. Positive thought, personal growth and development, reading, listening. I love listening to audiobooks. And there's a particular tool that I use where I listen to unlimited audiobooks. And I'll link up to that in the description for today's episode. But get that negative stuff out of your life. There's also a tool that I use on Facebook that hides the news feed. So I go to Facebook to connect with clients, to interact with or prospective clients, and to interact with people in Messenger. But it's so easy to get distracted with all of that stuff in the news feed. So there's actually a plugin that I use in Chrome that hides the news feed. Again, I'll link up to that in the description in the replay of today's live. Okay, so time for action. What are we going to do today? We're going to do your secret wealth inventory. Ramon, what is that? It's simply making a list of all the things that you know that can help other people. And you want to make this list without, judging whether or not something is valuable. So right now, right where you are, I'm pulling out, I have a notebook. I love using notebooks and pens. So I've got my notebook here. You can hear it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start writing with you. So I'm just write down a few of the things that I can help other people with. So I've been able to write a winning speech, okay, where I won a speech competition, and I was able to do it in just a few minutes. So I'm really good at getting thoughts that help people onto paper really quickly. So that's one thing I'm writing down. Okay, so another thing I've figured out is I've figured out how to enroll clients in free strategy sessions where they talk to me. Okay, so another thing that I've learned how to do is I've learned how to make images for social media. I'm just pulling these sort of out of my head, just off the top of my head, using Canva. Okay, something else that I've learned how to do is I've learned how to do these lives, and I'm still getting better at it. Something else that I've learned how to do is to be productive, to have priorities for each day. And I even have a tool that I've come up with to help myself be able to do that. One other thing that I've learned how to do is set up a space in where I live to do remote work. It's my workspace. I've learned how to sort of, I don't want to say have balance in that, but learn how to blend that in a way where there are clear boundaries, okay? And I've learned how to focus. I've learned how to write and publish a book online using Amazon. So I'm just writing these things down quickly as I'm talking to you. And I encourage you to write these things down for yourself. Make a list of everything that comes to mind. I don't care how small it seems. There's a client of mine who teaches people how to write emails more effectively in business. And one of the things he does is shows you how to clean up your email inbox and get rid of all the spam and that kind of thing. And then he shows you how to write effective emails in business. And he earns a full-time living doing that by offering a master class and then even doing one-on-one coaching. And he has a bunch of templates that he sells as well. And then he has a video series that shows you how to set up your email in the right way. Well, that's something super simple. And the chances are you know a lot about something simple like that, but maybe you take it for granted. But there are people out there who are desperate to solve those kinds of problems. They're looking for those kinds of problems. And when you position yourself correctly in the marketplace, then they're going to see you and they're going to want to learn what you have to share with them. So that's your action step for today, to write down all of the ways that you can help people, all the things that you've learned, all the things that you're good at, where you have a before and after story. Did you lose 35 pounds on a particular diet? Have you been able to accomplish something, meet the person of your dreams using a dating app, for example? Maybe you've been able to sustain your relationship over Zoom. Whatever it is, write it down. Don't leave anything out. And you may have to do this in 2 or 3 settings. In other words, you work on it for a while and then you put it down, you come back maybe a few hours later and you think of some additional things. But make a big list. Then tomorrow, I'm going to share with you what we're going to do with that list and specifically how you can leverage that list to get into the marketplace and begin exploring opportunities for yourself. Now, again, instead of doing a live Q&A, because I want to do that, I've got to figure that out. So I'm doing one thing a day, figuring one new thing out a day. Send an email to support@coachinghelpdesk.com with your question. I'll be happy to respond to you. Also, if you're finding value in these daily lives, I would appreciate your saying so, letting me know what you liked best about today's live stream. And if you can, recommend this to others. I would appreciate your saying so. Spread the word. Let anyone that you know who needs this kind of insight and inspiration and understanding to move forward today, let them know about the live. Invite them in. Show up. Do the exercises together. It's only going to get better, and there's more to come. Well, tomorrow I'm going to share with you the most powerful force in your own personal economy. And it's a shift in understanding and perspective that's going to help you move forward in a powerful way and add value in the marketplace that gets you paid in ways that you probably haven't considered in the past. Well, that's all for today. I'm Ramon Williamson. Thanks for investing this time. I will see you tomorrow.